to another episode in our video series, back with Matthew Query, Freedom Home Services. We're talking earlier about something you see a lot that's not really a mainstream thing currently, of doing pre-drywall inspections, especially in new home construction.
Absolutely.
Which new home construction in our Central Carolina, like Charlotte market, is insane right now.
It's crazy right now. Yeah.
And a lot of the builders don't belong in the industry. So I've heard you for years promote your pre-drywall inspection, even when you're a contractor, pre-drywall inspection.
Sure.
What is a pre-drywall inspection?
Sure. So most of the business pre-drywalls are going to come from like big builders, right?
Yep.
That's just obviously that's in any market. And
more of your track home style.
yeah, exactly.
Yep.
And so all of those builders are going to have a process where they bring the client in prior to putting sheetrock up, which is drywall.
Yep.
So after you do that, you can't see anything. Everything behind the walls is concealed at that point.
And your plumbing, your electrical, your HVAC,
Structural.
structure.
Yeah. So that's when I would come in prior to that point and do a full check. Now, obviously, I'm not tooting my own horn, but I've done it for several years, and you have to really know what you're looking for in a pre-drywall. If you don't have someone who has builder background, they really don't know what they're looking for. I'm not a structural engineer, but I have read enough plans to know, hey, this is what this particular element of the house should look like.
When you've been doing it for years too, it's like bankers, they don't show a teller 200 different types of counterfeits. They see the real thing over and over and over, and when it varies, that's when the red flag goes up. You've seen the real thing so much, and that's how we met. Is we came on to doing roof work for you way back in the day. God, it's been a while now. You, as a general contractor building your houses and additions and everything that you're doing, you know what the real thing is supposed to look like.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I've never done a pre-drywall inspection where I haven't found a structural issue. So yeah, never. So it could be broken truss. It could be something as simple as some missing nails in a hanger, but that is a structural component. The hanger manufacturer said that, hey, we need to have
every hole.
Yeah. Well, actually, it's not every hole, because there's some that are round and there's some that are diamond shaped.
That's fair.
And so you don't have to actually fill every hole. So you get some inspectors that say, well, you're missing some. Well, they're not really.
But this is something that a county inspector should have caught when they did their frame inspection.
Absolutely. But no offense to county inspectors, or really even the project managers. When I was building, I had anywhere, sometimes as many as 30 houses that I was running at the same time. Code enforcement officials are no different.
They're, especially right now, back to back inspections, and they're trying to get in and out as efficiently as possible.
Absolutely. Yeah. So I've been to a couple of inspections where I've rolled up, and the county inspector or city inspector will show up and come in, spend a couple of minutes in the house. Typically, they don't pull out the plans at all to verify anything structural. They basically just say, yeah, it's standing. Looks like all the components are here. I've got all the windows, and I can move into insulation. So the insulation's not going to get wet. Like, that's the worst thing that could ever happen.
And I don't deal with a lot of inspectors currently, personally, so I don't know our local guys. When I was working out in Chapel Hill and Raleigh, I knew those guys better. But a lot of times they look for patterns more than looking at every single thing. If they go into a house and they see a pattern of, hey, these things aren't fastened correctly, they'll zero in on that and look for that throughout. But if they go through and they're seeing, like, hey, this is correct, this is correct, this is correct, this is correct, the pattern is that things are looking correct. They don't go stud by stud and
they don't see if they're out of plumb or whatever. So, and that's a great point, because we say in the building construction industry that we don't build a house to code. We build it to the preferences of the code inspector.
That is a fact.
And it's really unfortunate, but every code enforcement official that comes in has a pet peeve. They've got something that they may have just learned that week from, their code enforcement meeting, and they're going to come out and they're going to They're going to look for those things. And so you're going to fail on something you've never failed before. Sometimes that's the best way to learn how to build a house, is to fail forward. But I come in and I look for everything. Everything is my pet peeve.
Yep.
I don't have one like, oh, well, this is what I'm going to look at today. I look at everything. So
I'm not going to call any names or locations. I worked with an electrician, and they always worked in the same area, had the same inspector, and they would religiously, on every job, first one they could inside the entry door, they would not fire caulk 2 lines that go through the top plate, and they would leave something disconnected or connected incorrectly in the panel. They would take out all the ladders, and the inspector came in, there's no ladders, so he didn't go up, and he would see those 2 things, and the one in the panel, there's 3 things, and he'd leave. Like, he would walk around, but if he wouldn't leave without finding something, so they gave him 3 easy things to find, and he found those on every one.
That's horrible.
And they would
right.
fix those, and he'd come back and pass it. So,
wow.
So yes, a lot of things happen in our industry that aren't in the best interest of the end user of the product. So as a homeowner, you're going to vet your builder. You're going to spend all this time working on your financing and, what type of house do you want, what floor plan, so on and so on. But once you get to the product being built, you need someone on your side to make sure that not maliciously you got harmed or they did something to hurt you, but by oversight, something was left. Because even a good framing crew that is really good will make mistakes.
Yeah, they build the same plan every day. Still, we're human.
Or one guy got in a fight with his wife on the way into work, and he's having a bad day, and so he misses something and nobody catches it. The inspector's supposed to catch it. They only can catch so much. You need, as a homeowner, as the buyer, as the end user, that you're going to live in this house, you need someone on your side that's going to catch, hey, you're getting gases exhausted into your attic. Right above your master bedroom. Yeah. So pre-drywall is a huge. I've seen it talked about a lot more, maybe just because I know you, but I've seen it talked about a lot more the last 1.5 to 2 years, and how much stuff it's catching and issues it's preventing over the long term. So.
Absolutely. Well, it's huge. And trades come in and can unknowingly, hopefully, unknowingly damage other things.
That's true too.
So not all of the components of your house are put in at the same time. Yep. You start with your plumbing, then you go with your HVAC, then you get your electrical, then you get your low voltage. At any one of those points,
could hole saw through an LVL.
Hole saw through an LVL, the wrong way. Yeah, you could nick a plumbing line. A lot of times that's going to get caught with a pressure inspection. But I actually have started a new kind of arm of my business. I call it construction consulting.
Nice.
And currently working with a few clients right now, and they're doing custom home builds.
Yep.
And essentially, there's a couple different packages, but the majority of the people that I'm working with pay me weekly to go out, a very small fee, and I basically provide them with an update because larger or custom builders don't necessarily have the manpower to say, hey, we're going to call you every week.
Yep.
And this is what, because a lot of the larger tract builders actually require a weekly phone call to say, hey, this is what's going on in your house. Well, the people that I work with are not necessarily at home or not in the area at all. And so I am a trusted friend or family member, and I go out and basically put my eyes on it and say, hey, this is where the process is, and I've seen this, so you may want to just question your builder about that.
So you're being retained by the end user in a custom home project.
Yes.
So we're outside of the realm of like the tract home mass builder guys. We're in like the small to medium sized businesses where they're doing more personal touch building.
Absolutely. Yeah.
The end user, the buyer, retains you to be on their side throughout the process.
Yeah. And typically because they can't be there themselves to come and look at it.
And even if they could.
Yeah, well, they don't necessarily know what they're looking at.
They're a banker, or they're, they work in automotive, or they work in whatever. They don't know building like someone who's been in it for forever.
Yeah. And again, I've been able to help my clients with some issues that they've had, and I try to work with the builders, and I'm not here to harm anybody or expose anything that's not already going to be exposed.
And I've never seen a good builder, because we do a lot of work with custom guys. I've never seen a good builder that if you show them an issue, because they can't see everything, they miss stuff as well. Yeah. You show them an issue, they're not excited about getting that fixed before it becomes a problem.
Oh yeah, exactly. Well, and I come in, typically if I'm coming in weekly, as soon as trusses go up, I'm looking at them. You know, if I find a broken truss, cool, no big deal. Here's a broken truss.
Replace it,
get it
fixed,
fixed.
whatever it needs.
But it saves the framing crew from potentially coming out an additional time, which they may or may not get paid for.
In a then confined space.
Yep. Yeah, exactly. So it's really, I try to make it a benefit for everybody.
Yep.
I'm an extra set of eyes for the builder, and I'm a trusted friend for the buyer. So
that's awesome.
Yeah, it's fun.
Well, thanks for coming back out.
Yeah, thank you. Appreciate
thanks for watching us, and I gotta get you back out again.
Awesome. Looking forward to it.
Thanks for watching this episode. Give it a like. Let us know what you thought in the comments down there. Share it if you feel so inclined. If you really like it, go to our page under follow. Click see first. That way you never miss a video. You see it as soon as it comes out. And we'll see you on the next episode.